Hi guys, welcome back to Harry Makes It Up. Today I thought it was high time I showed you some of my current favourite new launches. So most of these products are pretty new. There might be the odd one that are just new to me, but just wanted to show you a few favourites and recreate a look that I was wearing recently on my Instagram. I'll pop it up here somewhere, for Lindsay Kelk's Bachelorette, and it does involve glitter. I still feel like this look is kind of sophisticated and evening wearable, party appropriate. It's just fun, so I hope you guys enjoy the look. So I'm just going to prep my skin with a bit of the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Cream. This isn't new or new to me, it's kind of a go-to in my pro kit. So I'm just going to get that all over the skin before I use, wait for it, the Mcgrath Foundation. Now, I've seen really mixed reviews of this. I have to say I'm a big fan. For me, it's as close to perfection for a medium foundation in terms of something that you can really manipulate the finish, you can manipulate what goes underneath it, and I love it. So I'm going to be using the shade Light Medium 8. This is the Mcgrath Foundation. It's very beautiful and the price tag is expensive, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to take a Luxe highlight brush by Zoeva. And I'm just going to get me a little mirror and I'm going to start buffing this on. But for me, I think it's the fact it's so liquid. Now, I did go a little bit warmer to match my body because my face is a lot lighter than the rest of my body. But it just looks like skin but perfects in the most perfect way. And it feels like there is nothing on my skin. It literally feels like air. So next I'm taking this is new from Hourglass. You guys know I love Hourglass brow pencils. I think they do brows really well. This is the Brow Micro-Sculpting pencil. So available in all the same shades that they do their existing colours in, which I think makes it so easy to kind of find your perfect pairing. This, as the name suggests, is more of like a micro brow, and it still has a kind of flat side and a more pointy side. So it makes it very easy to kind of draw in little hairs, just increase the volume in your brow. But still get a bit of definition anywhere that you want to be precise with your application. So I'm just taking a little bit into the corners and just starting to build my arch slightly and give a bit of lift to my brow. So if you followed the Urban Decay Naked Trail for a while, you will know that their naked palettes are pretty great. Now obviously if you have one, I don't feel like you need to get every single one, but I feel like the textures of the shadows are really, really great in these. So I've got here, this is the Urban Decay Honey palette. Ooh. And these are the colours. Let me hold it there so you guys can see the tones. And I'm going to take this one, so the more kind of muted tone. I think this is Hive. And I'm just going to start to take that as a wash through my socket on a really big fluffy brush. If you like very, very warm shadows, then this is definitely going to be a good one for you. There's lots of kind of like ochre tones in this, so I actually think this is quite a good one for fall. At first I wasn't sure about it, but the more I've used it, again, it has that kind of classic Urban Decay quality where I just know that eyeshadows are really good. So then I'm going to take this one, which is Drip, and I'm going to use that on another fluffy brush, and I'm going to use that over the lid. And this one also has a little bit more warmth in it. And then I'm also going to take a smaller brush, something like a kind of pencil brush shape, and take Drip, the shade Drip, underneath as well, under the lash line. Okay, so this one isn't technically new, but it's new to me and I absolutely love it. This is the Surratt. It's called the Smokey Eye Baton, and this is in Noir. So on one end you have a kind of quite intense black coal, which when I did this look, I made sure I started with it all the way along the lash line. Quite messy, all the way down. And you really want to kind of wiggle it into the roots as well. And then you also want to go in and tightline. So I'm going back to that pencil brush that I used for the bottom waterline, and I'm just going to start to blend that out a little bit. So I'm just running it over what was already there, and you can see how smoky this goes. If you want a really good black smoky liner, I think this one, and I'm going to show you why it's so special in a second. If there's any kind of like fall down or smudging, I'm just going to use that to start to shade under the eyes as well. Don't worry so much about the shape right now, because as I'm going to show you, but you can see I'm starting to pull out the liner a little bit, so I'm just starting to wing out just from that kohl. Okay, now what's so exciting about this baton is it actually has kind of two ends. So there's this part and then you unroll and there's pigment inside that has more smokiness. So we're going to take this over what we've already done and now really start to build some depth. So I'm going quite high up, and this almost kind of like sets your liner work as well. So don't be too precious. You see I'm kind of like starting to kind of pull it out to more of a wing shape now, and I keep going back into this little brush and just smudging back over. I'm gonna make sure I start taking into the bottom waterline as well. Then I'm gonna take this color, which is Queen. So it's like a sort of slightly goldy browny black, and I'm gonna take that on another kind of pencil shaped brush. Now this shade is where it starts to pull it together. This already has a little bit of glitter in, but it's that kind of like golden green glitter. And I'm just taking this mostly along the bottom of the lash, and then I took it into the corner, the outer corner. And also because you've kind of started to pull out where you're flicking and elongating the eye shape out, you can just follow that to kind of that point. And we're going to blend there as well. I'm going to take a little bit of that colour as well underneath. Okay, so now I want to go back to the baton that I used, and I'm going to go back to the black and just line my inner waterline. And then I'm taking this brush from Zerva, which I really love actually. This is the Luxe Precise Shader, but it's actually really, really good for kind of winging out eyes. And I'm then going to take the shade Sting. And I'm just going to make sure that it's darkest on the outer corner, ready for when we add some liner. Okay, so next up, new in, this is from Lemonhead, which you guys know I'm loving at the minute. This is the official Euphoria glitter set. Look, it even comes with a little UV light. How funny is that? It's like a little... so there's like pinks in here, there's yellows, there's like dark blues. The colour I was wearing in the photo I put up though was this one, which is almost like a sort of graphite colour, which I think looks really good when you have these kind of like pewtery metallic tones on your eyes. It just kind of adds with the warm and cool vibe. So I'm just going to start using this along my lash line, and I mean straight away it's fun. Now this is why you wanted so much depth with the black, because you almost want some black behind where you put the glitter, just to give it a bit more of an accent. So hopefully you can see it just gives you this like one line of almost like a wet look. And I just think this colour literally looks good on everyone. It is so universally flattering. It's like that gunmetal grey. And I'm just pulling this out to do my wing. But can you see what I mean? I really like how this is quite a cool tone, but having that bit of warmth coming through just gives it a little bit of dimension. It's also worth mentioning this looks amazing in black and white photography, this kind of makeup. So I'm going to do the other flick and then I'll come back to you. Now obviously at this point we need mascara. I'm going to take Le Monsieur Big. This is by Lancome, and I'm not going to bother curling my lashes because I don't really feel the lashes need to be the focus. It's almost quite cool having slightly straighter, but yet kind of like very intensely mascaraed lashes if you're wearing like a glitter liner. And also then I think what happens with your lashes, it's nice because you almost get little bits of the glitter hidden behind like the fencing of your lashes. So it looks more like you're a living Kira app, which is fun. Another product that if you follow me on Instagram, it's just at Harry Makes Up, you will have heard me talk about this product so much because I have a lot of love for it. Like I said, new to me, not new necessarily. This is Trini London. So if you're in the States, you're probably less likely to have heard of this. This is a London-based brand. And they're all kind of like stackable pots that click together. So it's like Lego with makeup. It's so fun. But the product, it's not gimmicky. The products are really, really good. And this is the Just a Touch. So this is like a foundation concealer in one. Using my Real Technique setting brush. And I think if you like Glossier stretch concealer, and you want something with the tiniest bit more pigment but that still looks like skin, this is it. It's literally my new favorite concealer. I'm kind of obsessed with it, and I feel like I wear it every day. So you can see now, just going in with the concealer, I kind of use this to like lift and sculpt and shape the eye. You see what I mean? It just gives that really nice brightness. And before I do any powder and finish my mascara, I'm going to take Cosmetics. Now, these have done the rounds on my channel. I feel like I've given these a lot of love, and that's because, especially if you want to bring more glow without using a highlighter, these are incredible. I'm using Rose Milk, which I have to say is probably my favorite. 1 drop will be plenty for your whole face. I'm going to take a ColourPop brush, being very careful not to dab glitter into it. And again, this is the exact blusher I was wearing with the look, because I wanted something just very, you know, give a bit of shape to my face and a bit of sheen, but nothing to distract from how cool the glitter is. So look, you see, you just get this gorgeous sheen, and then you can build up with pigment where you want it. So I like to kind of start with a wash, and then I start to bring it into my cheek. Then I am also going to do some mascara now on the bottom lashes. So I am going to take the same Monsieur Big, because I kind of feel like this looks really good with more of a chunky lash on the bottom. Now for my lips, I'm going to take this product by Sunny's Face. Now a lot of you guys have been asking me about Sunny's Face, and as far as I know at the minute, you have to order directly from their site. I'm not too sure how that works in terms of international shipping. But like I said, I've said this before, let's just make loads and loads of noise, and maybe if we're lucky, they will start becoming more easily available, because the products are so good and I want you guys to experience them. So I'm taking the shade Peachy Kinda. And while I kind of like that I've still got a little bit of the lip balm on and a tiny bit of foundation on my lips, so I'm going to use that to just lighten this colour. So you see this is like a really pretty peach, and I'm going to use this as like a base colour. So I'm going to pop this on. It's so good. It's like the most creamy moussey formula. So pretty. I just love that colour. It's so good, and I wear this a lot like as is, but now I'm going to mute it slightly so it still has that same undertone. So now I'm just going to take my brush that had the concealer on and just take that peach down slightly. See how that just gives like the undertone that's really perfect, but the concealer just knocks it back a tiny bit. I am going to use a tiny bit of lip gloss as well with this, actually, because I did have more of a sheeny lip. So I'm taking, this is Outrage Lip Gloss by NARS. So again, not new, but I really like this colour, just to give a little bit of sheen. And I'm kind of focusing that more on the top lip, a little bit in the centre on the bottom. So that's my lip colour. It's almost like a kind of 60s peach, which is quite fun. I just want it very muted. So you can see now I feel like that really brings the cheeks together. If I was going to use any more colour, I think the only colour I would go with actually something like Glossier Dusk, I feel would be really, really good. I love the Cosmetics blushes, and I really hope they bring out more colours, because I feel like the formula is so perfect. So just taking a tiny bit of Glossier Dusk, just a little bit over the top, almost adding a little bit of sculpting, but without it kind of technically being a contour, and taking it through my temples, just that little bit over my nose. But can you see how glowy and healthy my skin looks? And I think it's a combination of the foundation with an emollient base, and I think these serum blushes, even if you put another cream blusher on top, they really just kind of give that, I don't know, like you've had a facial look to your skin. So absolutely loving that combo. I do think you can make this less sheeny if you don't put an emollient foundation underneath. I just tend to do that whenever I'm using something medium to full coverage. I like to add more emollient. I'm going to take a tiny bit of powder. For me, I still love my Hourglass Belle Translucent. I'm just going to take my Charlotte Tilbury powder brush, and I'm just going to knock a little bit of shine off the inside. So through the T-zone, my chin, and a little bit either side of there. And I do actually like to take a little bit of powder under my eyes when I'm wearing quite a lot of kohl or like mascara on my lower lash line. Sometimes I feel that just helps prevent kind of any difficult eye situations. So that's the finished look, guys. What do we think? For me, any kind of texture or product that I don't tend to use like on a daily basis, for me it's about finding a way that it feels like me and my style, and this was definitely one of those kind of ways of wearing like a full-on intense smoky eye with glitter but making it still feel like me. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the look. Let me know if there's any new launches you guys are really loving, or anything else you want to see here on my channel. I would absolutely love if you guys subscribe, and I'll see you soon for more videos. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.